Dear travellers, and welcome. We've had some fun looking back at some early 2000s cameras lately. Now it's time for something a bit more modern. Let me introduce to you the Canon 90S, announced back in 2009. I know, I'm selling out and reviewing the latest tech. But this pocket rocket is a blast, so let's dive into it, and as we submerge, I hope you come to realise the potential of this little camera on this adventure. Now, many years ago I had an S90 that I loved until it went missing, so I was excited to have another S-series camera in my ownership, as they are very small and I remember being impressed by the features and functionality. The S90 is the predecessor to the S80 and is loaded with a 10 megapixel CCD sensor, f2 lens, shoots RAW, optical image stabilization, built-in flash, full manual and aperture priority mode, programmable function ring, macro mode, and sports a metal body construction. The first thing you notice about this camera is the size. It's tiny, about the size of a deck of playing cards. This makes it very convenient to take anywhere. Also, the amount of control you have over this camera is truly great. You can assign a control to the front function ring. There's also a miniature control ring at the back of the camera that can control exposure compensation, etc. It has multiple bracketing modes and white balance settings and can even manual focus. However, there is some bad points about the S90. Unfortunately, the grip or lack thereof makes this camera uncomfortable to hold and handle. I find I'm continually pressing buttons by accident and I've almost dropped this camera many times. But I get that you can put a wrist strap on it or an aftermarket grip, it's just not my thing. The exposure latitude, focusing, overall image quality out of this camera isn't that inspiring. Thankfully it takes editing reasonably well. You can get some good images out of this S90, but in comparison to say the Canon G2 or Olympus C50-60, the S90 isn't as good in my opinion, and you can get the G2 and Olympus for cheaper than the S90. But I suppose that's the price you pay for having such a small form factor. This is a cheap camera that fits in your pocket and has a CCD sensor and manual controls. So let's have a look at some photos now from this camera. All photos are JPEGs and are straight out of camera unless stated otherwise. As always guys, thanks for watching. Please let me know what you think in the comments below. Have you owned the S-series Canon cameras before? Would you get one? Let me know and I'll catch you on the next one.